All right, welcome to part 13 of the Resident Evil 4 Remake playthrough.
Ooh, spooky.
Yes, introduce this guy, the best character in the game.
Where's his silly hat?
They got rid of his silly hat in this game for some reason. Yeah.
I can't believe they got the Queen of England to help with Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, they figured, because in the original game, no thanks, bro. That'd be the scene right there. Yeah, but no, Ramon Salazar, one of the most notable villains in Resident Evil 4, and he was always so recognizable in the original because, well, he's small. He's like 4-something or something, and he always wore the three-cornered Napoleon hat, because Napoleon was a small guy.
Yes, he's very short.
Yes, he was a small guy, and he wore that three-cornered hat. That was his signature look. So they just gave that to Salazar. But in this game, they still keep the height. I mean, the lack of it.
Oh, that's cold.
But yeah, no. They give him more poofier hair and get rid of the hat. Where did it go? I'm sure they're mods to fill it in.
Just stay close.
Here we are. Let me show off my excellent gameplay here.
Grenade!
As I get fucking...
Don't fuck up!
Yeah, there's a clip of this action sequence right here somewhere where someone just does this absolutely perfectly and looks like a fucking badass with his weapon switching and melee kicks and all that shit.
Nice.
Yeah. That fucking candlestick. Ah! And...
Fuck you.
Fuck you and fuck you.
Roadhouse.
Yeah. So, yeah, so in the little corner right there, actually, the bottom right one, gives you a sign as like where Ashley is either sticking close to you or staying a distance between you. You can control that. That's the game's way of doing how the original did a stay put and a go button for Ashley.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you can't make her stay in one place the entire time in this game. They just give you like an option for like evasive maneuvering, especially in a combat sequence. So that's what I just did there for that combat sequence, and I'm gonna be honest, that is the only time where I've actually found it useful. Because most of the time, you'll have Ashley in this setup right here, just following behind you. So I usually just have it like so, and don't usually bother with it. Because all the other combat sequences where you do have Ashley seem okay enough where Ashley's not in the way so much. Because that's also the other thing why I feel like having Ashley in that evasive position, that it's more easily... It makes it more easier for enemies to actually grab her, and I don't necessarily want that. So it's just a little more annoyance than anything.
I see.
Oh, good. No, not now.
What the hell happened?
I'm getting a semi-important phone call right now. God damn it.
Already at the moment.
Answer while you're recording.
I know. Fuck.
If it's something very important and sensitive information, say it out loud. What is your social security number?
Where's your address?
Hello, all Resident Evil fans. Leon Kennedy here needs to save the president's daughter. To do that, he'll need your credit card number, the 3 digits on the back, the expiration month and day, and he'll be able to summon that to save the president's daughter and get out of there.
Okay, I dealt with it in a text message.
Did you give him your credit card number?
No. Oh. Why would I ever give anyone my credit card number?
That's that's what modern gamers do. You gotta give them your credit card number for skins and emotes.
Oh yes, only the best in-game purchases.
I have to open my loot boxes for the day.
Oh man, I need to spend my $1.99 to get my daily loot boxes. Yes. That'll amount to about, I don't know, $104 or something by the end of the year.
I mean, when you're really sitting there to think about it, fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, children are not allowed to gamble under 21, yet they're allowed to gamble with loot boxes. You see what I'm saying here?
Yeah, I see the problem here. I see the problem. So
yeah, I think there was something. I don't know if it's gonna how much of an effect it's actually gonna have or something. But I think there's actually a rule change or something in China that they're basically making it so that games for kids are not allowed to have stuff like that anymore. You're not allowed to have the gacha systems or those daily login reward kinds of things and stuff like that. You're not allowed to have those anymore. and when they say you can't have those, they basically just immediately fucking eradicated I think $8 billion or something.
Well, under this circumstance, I would probably say rare W China.
Rare W China.
Yeah, but I can't necessarily say that with full enthusiasm, because I think in that country as well, you only can have 8 hours of video game time per week.
I thought it was. I thought it was only 1 hour.
Maybe 1 hour a day, and maybe that amounts to 8 per week. I don't.
Probably.
It's something like that.
Know. Probably. Remember, if you go beyond your hourly gaming sessions, you're gonna lose social credit.
Exactly. What happens if you hit 0?
Yeah. Well, you see, I can't say that on this channel because it's just not okay. You see, that's what happens when we talk about China. You fall to your death.
No, Leon's just been thinking about queso too much in this playthrough.
Oh god, it's queso!
He keeps falling through planks of wood. Oh yes, the Garador enemy, one of the more scarier enemies of Resident Evil 4, because it has giant 3-foot Wolverine claws on him.
And you have to be very, very quiet.
Right. This is something I appreciate the remake for obviously pointing out, that these enemies are blind. You couldn't... There's just an introductory cutscene in the original Resident Evil 4 that didn't really give off that well of an impression that the enemy was blind. But in this one, they outright state, oh, yeah, the thing has no eyes. So it can only attract to you by sound. Yeah. So you got to stay really quiet. And this is the part in the game where you should not be holding down the run button.
Nice and easy. Take it very slow.
Very slow, yeah. The weak spot is on its back, and thankfully in the remake you can actually sneak up behind it and stab it right in the back, like so.
Oh, that makes fighting this thing a little easier.
Yes.
Emphasis on a little. Okay, I take it back. That was very easy.
I pumped him full of Magnum rounds, so yeah. Because Garradors, both in the original and this game, are enemies you do not want to fuck around with. So I make sure to take out those guys. I specifically save my magnum ammo for those enemies.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And notice how they have like the little chain there, and you're rattling it with the crank there. So that's like a measure to like you can't actually escape without alerting the Garrador. Because every time you'd be cranking that lever, you'd just be clinking the little chain there, and that would attract them.
Why would Leon do that? Is he stupid?
Maybe.
No, I was making a reference to the to a funny subreddit based around the Arkham games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a lot of posts. One in particular, like, why would bad guy do that? Is he stupid? Notice how I said stupid. Like that's how I was typed. It's
Yeah.
It's a delightful subreddit. You should check it out. It's funny.
It does definitely sounds like the type of accent Arkham goons would have in those games.
I've been trying to find the thing that I read about or that I saw about like the stuff with China and whatever, removing that stuff for games or whatever, and I kind of found it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they banned so like the daily login stuff. They banned like your like first purchase. So it's like sometimes games will have a thing where it's like, oh, buy this like special begin like starter bundle or whatever and stuff to get like a head start. You can't do that anymore. You can't do like consecutive buys anymore, so you can't have a thing where like, okay, you've bought like 10 of these, you can get like the next one for half off. You can't do that anymore. And so stuff like that. Yeah, so there's a bunch of basically stopping game companies from basically making people like just buy a bunch of stuff from like games, all the stuff with like Gacha and whatever. And then there's a thing that was said like there's like panic amongst investors, wiping nearly $80 billion in market value.
Wow.
Like that's a fucking lot.
Yeah, that definitely is a lot.
But then as I was trying to find this, I guess there was also things I was seeing now where like after that whole scare about like the $80 billion, I guess they're kind of backpedaling a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't like read like those things like that, but yeah, I guess they're kind of adjusting like what the laws are or whatever. I guess because that $80 billion in market value kind of really I guess like startled a lot of people or some shit. I don't know.
I see. Yeah, I don't understand the world economy, so this is a part where I just will have to take their word for it.
I don't understand anything at all.
Do you understand this puzzle?
No. Oh, it took me a while to understand it. Yeah, no, I get it now.
Yeah. That new to the remake. The sword puzzle wasn't in there in the original.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, at least they kept the snakes.
Yes, they do keep the snakes in the box, and they can still jump scare you.
They don't scare me as much anymore. But when I played played the VR version of RE4, the snakes scared the hell out of me. I don't like. I don't.
They go right for your face in the VR version, which is great.
Oh, great!
I don't like it. I don't consent to this.
It's like the fucking Roblox Doors game, right? Sometimes you'll just be like searching around in like drawers or whatever, and then you'll get like a spider jump scare, and it like jumps right at your face.
Oh God, no.
I've played that game. It's terrifying.
It's kind of really fun though. I haven't played it in a while. I think they've made like a bunch of changes and added a bunch of new stuff that I haven't tried.
Oh no, definitely, it is fun, especially with friends. But that doesn't change the fact that it's scary as hell.
think I actually almost like finished like a whole like session of that like by myself actually.
Oh.
Once I kind of understood like how the monsters work and saw some YouTube videos that kind of explained them too, I was like, I could probably do this. Because a lot of the monsters aren't really that hard to deal with. You just have to kind of react to what's going on.
Like, is it a very reactionary game or something?
Kind of. I mean, there's there's doors is basically like you're trying to like get to the end of this like hotel, but all of the rooms you're going through are like completely randomized or whatever. And so like and then like the monsters you encounter them are kind of random as well, and so like you're usually given like clues of when something's happening. So like there's a monster that will just like run through like all the hallways and stuff, and just kind of. But if you're like in the way of it, then it kills you. But you'll usually get like a warning of like a bunch of the lights flickering around you, saying like, "Oh, something's coming. You better like hide or whatever." So you can like go inside of like a dresser to like hide yourself from it or whatever, and not die.
Right. Yeah.
But then there's also stuff that's like there's a monster that you're not supposed to like look at or whatever, and it like glows blue. So they like some of them kind of give a little bit less warning than others, but usually you kind of like had some kind of like hint or. But there's like the one you're not supposed to look at. There's one that like will send you into like this like infinite hallway dimension temporarily, and like it'll tell you every now and then to like start walking in the opposite direction. You have to just kind of keep doing that until you eventually escape. That's kind of one of the more confusing ones.
I see.
But then I think like you'll also reach certain points that are always like pretty much the same. Like they like when you get to like the halfway point or whatever, you'll get like You'll get like one of these monsters that just like chases you really fast, and then you have to just kind of you're just basically in this like chase sequence where you just have to go through a bunch of doors really fast. But if you mess up, then you're dead. And then there's also this one where it almost kind of like what's kind of going on in Resident Evil, where like it can't see you, it just has to like it like goes by like hearing or whatever to try to find you,
Right.
and you have to like try to figure out like a combination for a lock on a door, and you like get hints for it by like because you're in like this big library, so you have to like go find a bunch of books to give yourself like hints on what the combination code is.
Yeah, that latter one definitely sounds like Resident Evil. But, yeah. Okay then. Fascinating.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't played it in a while. There's like a whole bunch of new stuff that they, new kinds of monsters and new kinds of rooms that they've added that I haven't experienced. I've seen like little bits and pieces of them from like YouTube clips and stuff, but I don't know too much about what Doors has been up to.
Gotcha. So, if you're a Chinese player, that means you can't get the updates.
Sucks to suck.
Oh, I'm actually doing a bold move by getting rid of some handgun ammo.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I do have a bit of a surplus of it, but unlike the original game, handgun ammo is a little more valuable than it is in the original. Yeah, I'm more talking about a later game, because unlike the original, enemies in Resident Evil are traditionally bullet sponges, right?
True.
But for some whatever reason in Resident Evil 4, the original, the amount of sponginess, if that makes any sense, stayed the same throughout the entire game.
I'm SpongeBob.
Yeah, it stayed the same throughout the entire game, whereas in the remake, the later game enemies take more bullets to take down until you can get a melee into them.
Interesting.
Yeah, which is a kind of I thank the remake for like opening my eyes about that, because in the original, yeah, that's kind of the reason why I never upgraded the handgun.
Yeah, that definitely kind of makes sense. If if the monsters never like really actually got harder, then there wasn't really much of a reason to to upgrade any of her stuff that much.
Yeah, no, in the original game, I primarily just stick with the level 1 handgun now, because I don't really see a reason to upgrade it now. Sure, the later game enemies in the original have more health, but it doesn't negate the fact that one bullet to the head instantly puts them in a melee stun, and then
Yeah.
just roundhouse. Yeah. In this game, I tried the very first time I did play the remake. I
You
tried
tried
doing.
playing it like the original.
Oh God, no! I was out of handgun ammo. That was a dumb thing, but it's a sign of improvement.
Yeah.